The Israeli government has officially banned Representatives Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib from their visit to the country. They were planning a visit very soon, but following Donald Trump's tweet, Benjamin Netanyahu made the announcement just shortly after. Now, what did Trump's tweet say? He said, quote, "It would show great weakness if Israel allowed Representative Omar and Representative Tlaib to visit. They hate Israel and all Jewish people, and there is nothing that can be said or done to change their minds. Minnesota and Michigan will have a hard time putting them back in office. They are a disgrace." So I just want to quickly focus on the first line of that tweet where he mentions that this would show great weakness. This guy that you're about to watch is trying to give advice on weakness.
Call up Carrier, the president, because I have to do it myself. I know it's not.
So let's get back to the heart of the story. These two women are, first of all, their free speech is being punished by the leader of this government, right? And so the big issue that Israel has, and this is what they said in their statement, was that the congresswomen are in support of the BDS movement, the boycott, divestment,
and sanctions.
Yes, sanctions movement against Israel.
Okay, two things about Trump first. So number one, you call somebody anti-Semitic? Are you kidding me? You went to the Republican business leaders and told them, no room likes to renegotiate more than this room. What does that mean? What does it mean? Does a reporter ever want to ask him, what does that mean? What do you mean that the Jewish business leaders like to renegotiate? I'm curious, what does that mean? It's because you're an anti-Semite and you have these thoughts in the back of your head, and I don't care who your daughter married, you still believe them. They're stuck there from decades of being an anti-Semite. And then he went and told them, oh, you like to buy off your politicians, and you probably aren't gonna vote for, support me. This was in the primaries in the last election cycle. You're probably not gonna support me because you can't buy me off. What does that mean? What does that mean? I'd like somebody to get Trump to answer that. It's because he's an anti-Semite. He believes Jews are, they like to renegotiate deals because they're cheaters. And it's all about money for them and they're corrupt, etc. In reality, as always with Donald Trump, it's projection. That's everything he does. He bought off politicians. Yes. He likes to renegotiate. He reneges on deals, etc.
He referred to people who chanted, "The Jews will not replace us," as very fine people.
Yes,
let's just keep it real. That's who Donald Trump is.
And so like people sometimes walk on eggshells around that issue because they're like, oh, but his daughter married a Jew. I don't care. That stuff's been in his head for 70 some odd years. Clear anti-Semite. Okay, so but he moved the embassy for political reasons. And that doesn't help the people of Israel. It hurts the people of Israel. Anyway, the second part of this is what happened to free speech? I thought Donald Trump, he just did a social media thing in the White House and he brought a bunch of crybaby conservatives that we're not popular on social media. Why don't they make us popular, right? Oh, free speech. Why can't we be racist online, okay? Well, here's two United States representatives representing all those people in their district. And they say, yeah, no, we don't agree. We think that we need to put economic pressure on an ally of ours to get them to do the right thing, not because we hate them, but because we like them. We want them to have moral high ground and we want them to do the right thing and we want to liberate the people of Palestine as well, right? All of a sudden, Trump and the right wing say, I hate free speech, shut him down, shut him up, don't even let him into the country. Go, but they might say something, So just admit it. Donald Trump, and everyone who says that there should be laws against BDS movement, wherever you are, and there's so many right wingers in that category.
And Democrats.
You hate free speech, so shut up about free speech and never talk about it again because you're the world's biggest hypocrites.
So I mentioned and Democrats, and I want to elaborate on that in just a second. But first, I want to read you the statement from Netanyahu. And he again mentions the BDS movement. No country in the world respects America and the American Congress more than the state of Israel. As a
Not
free,
true.
I know.
When you spit in the face of two United States Congress people, that would prove to be untrue.
As a free and vibrant democracy, Israel is open to critics and criticism.
Not remotely true. You're doing the exact opposite.
With one exception. Israeli law prohibits the entry into Israel of those who call for and work to impose boycotts on Israel, as do other democracies that prevent the entry of people believed to be damaging to the country. So again, he's specifically referring to the BDS movement and laws that were passed back in 2017 in response to the BDS movement. So the big issue here is punishing members of Congress for their support of a peaceful, there hasn't been any type of violence associated with it, a peaceful movement, right? You might not agree with the way that they're trying to get stuff done in Israel, right? Or this pressure campaign, and I think that's a fair argument to make, but it is not violent and it is protected under the First Amendment of this Constitution, right? Now, I mentioned Democrats earlier because Democrats in the House of Representatives passed a resolution to condemn anyone who participates in the BDS movement. And there were Democrats who voted in favor, including Democrats we really like Representative Ro Khanna, right? Ayanna Pressley. Terrible vote. Tulsi Gabbard. I mean, come on.
Well, what are they doing? I don't know. I think only 17 Democrats were on the right side. Over 200 Democrats are like, oh yeah, we hate free speech. The Republicans are totally right. We should ban free speech on this issue. I mean, then don't call yourselves progressives. So look, I'm deeply disappointed in the legislators that voted that way, even the progressives who normally on every other issue vote in the other direction. So look, back to Netanyahu for a second. Oh, we're all totally open to critics, except if you criticize us, we'll ban you from the country. With one exception, all critics who talk about boycotts. I think that the exception might swallow the rule. And guys, for my whole life, Israel has rightfully said that they are against violent terrorism. I wholeheartedly support them in that. Then they said, okay, well, when the Palestinians are going to the United Nations and seeking a diplomatic solution to declare Palestine a state, we're also opposed to that. Okay, wait, now you're against violent action, although you violently keep Palestinians imprisoned in Gaza Strip and the West Bank. Okay, but I agree with you on that. Great, I totally agree, all right? You shouldn't do state violence either, we don't agree on that. But then you say, okay, the diplomatic solution is also totally unacceptable. Okay, then somebody goes, all right, well then how about an economic solution? Well, that's totally peaceful and just puts economic pressure on you. Unbelievable. In fact, they're more upset about that than anything else. They're like, no, that will immediately get you a ban. You know why? Because it'll work. Because it'll work. And so, look, I've been split on the BDS movement for a long time, and people get mad at me for that. And I'm happy to have a debate on this show where I will moderate and I want to hear both sides of it, etc. I know that anyone who's in favor of it should not be banned from Israel. That's a stain on Israel. It makes your democracy look like a sham. And then especially when you do it to two Muslim congresspeople in America, it looks like Netanyahu has said it before, right before the elections. He said Muslims in Israel basically shouldn't have the same rights as Jews in Israel. So what democracy? Let alone the fact that you're imprisoning millions of Palestinians in the occupied territories. So the more that Israel says, no way, ban anybody, including US congresspeople, that even mention or support BDS, the more I begin to think that BDS is correct. That, hey, you know what? That might be the one thing that they actually respond to. So if you ask me which of the different paths they should choose, I definitely vote diplomatic and economic as opposed to violent. And by the way, what's the fourth option? According to Netanyahu and the right wing, both in Israel and America, is just surrender. Palestinians, know that you're gonna live in an open air prison for the rest of your lives, and your kids and your grandkids will be imprisoned by the state of Israel, and there's nothing you should do, you should just bow your head. Hell no, hell no. I don't agree to that for the Palestinians, and I don't agree to that for Israel, because that makes Israel's permanent wardens and occupiers and imprisoners and an oppressive state. That's not what you want for Israel. That doesn't help Israel, it hurts Israel. Two easy ways to follow the Young Turks. One is hit the subscribe button down below, then you're a TYT subscriber. And second is ring the bell. And when you do that on YouTube, you're notified of our videos.